Hello, and thanks for joining us for our roundup of 2022.
The Chinese zodiac revealed the year of the tiger, and this little kitty came out fighting. As 2021 tailed off, along with COVID cases, there was a collective feeling that better times lay ahead. But the events in Ukraine, energy price increases and continued supply chain issues simply diverted our attention to political problems beyond our control that would play a large role in shaping how we would live and work.
Whether it's live events or in the workplace, hybrid is here to stay. As much as there has been a desire to sample the real thing and return to the office or attend concerts once again, developers understand our reliance on huddle, meeting and conferencing room technologies that blossomed during the pandemic. Despite reductions in COVID restrictions, networkable audio and video technologies developed for the likes of Microsoft Teams and Zoom continue to garner attention at trade shows.
And that leads us nicely onto those exhibitions that returned with a vengeance in 2022. Following postponements to the original NAMM and ISE dates owing to Omicron, a congested calendar emerged from late April. If you didn't catch COVID at Pro Light and Sound Frankfurt, ISE in Barcelona, NAMM in Anaheim or Infocom Las Vegas, you were probably wearing a hazmat suit. Attracting roughly half the audiences and exhibitors of pre-COVID times, those show floors had an energy and a buzz about them that suggested networking superseded the technology on display.
Product launches were somewhat muted or delayed owing to supply chain problems. But as the year progressed, exhibitions such as AES New York, IBC and Interbe, which had remained off-grid for 3 years, returned with a new sense of purpose. Some, such as GITEX, even committed to brand new ventures such as its regional African edition that will debut next year. For those exhibition organisers that were forced to knock their shows forward, the domino effect will continue into 2023. After almost 3 years of no exhibitions, is our industry ready to invest in shows that are being staged just 6 to 9 months later? Will the market tire of this frequency and return online and become more selective? We'll have to wait and see.
Of course, there were technological advances beyond the conferencing room, and once again, the audio world cannot shake off immersive. As Adamson and Coda tossed their hats into the ring with Fletcher and Spacer respectively, D&B, L Acoustics and MEA Sound continue to develop Soundscape, Elisa and Constellation. Holoplot also made significant inroads since they unveiled X1 in 2018, and with a resumption in audio demonstrations this year, the Berlin company seems destined for great things in 2023.
Following all the challenges faced by venues and production companies during the pandemic, live concerts and performances returned with a vengeance. Demand often outstripping supply, the scramble to get the technical team back together was always going to be the main challenge. As the world opened up, acquisitions followed. Claire Global revealed its broadcasting ambitions with the purchase of ATK Audiotech, and Disguise ventured further into the world of XR by bringing in Polygon Labs. Elsewhere, the Germans were busy. Having sold off their consumer division, Sennheiser divided its professional structure into 3 units, for which the Neumann Berlin business acquired another Swiss company in the form of Merging Technologies. Meanwhile, D&B Group added AV lighting and media company White Light to their portfolio, and HP brought out Poly, seizing on the rise of the hybrid office.
Thomas Riedel has negotiated a few deals during his 35 years in business, and in 2022 opted to bring SDN Square into the fold, then multi-camera live production company Simply Live, and then just recently in Most Show for their on-field player tracking abilities. Flush from revenue growth of 34% across the group, Focusrite invested by purchasing fellow British amplification DSP innovator Linear Research. And in a tale of two Vitex, or VTECs, Vitec Group bought renowned microphone brand Audix, and the other VTEC enveloped the Scottish-based IPTV innovator Exterity into the portfolio. Crestron took an intelligent video technology developed by One Beyond. Robe Lighting brought artistic license into the fold for the capabilities of their lighting control products, and Audiotonics added Slate Digital to its ever-expanding group of brands.
As APAC opened its borders, several dedicated local offices and experience centres were revealed. The Japanese market continues to offer great potential to Row Visual, and the LED specialist obliged by taking the wraps off its XR Stage Tokyo VFX showroom in collaboration with Disguise in addition to opening a new regional office. Ross expanded their Asian headquarters and revealed a new experience centre in Singapore. Following the opening of their UAE office in 2021, QSC planted a flag in Bangalore, India, where their hub for the South Asian region will enhance sales and marketing, training, support, logistics, operations and software development. The same city was also selected by AVI SPL as their Indian customer hub. A similar trend follows in the Middle East, where a flurry of companies have upscaled their in-person experience centres in recent months, including NMK, Procom, Masterpiece and Biamp.
Numerous products made an impact, but there simply isn't the film in the camera to mention them all here, and to nominate a few may attract cries of favouritism. But what became evident as 2022 rolled along was the anticipated big launches were much more muted. Several brands disclosed off the record at ISE and Infocom that frustratingly, despite being ready to announce their latest developments, supply chain issues were barring them from the full-scale productions they needed. As demand continued to outstrip supply, those producers who had stocked plentiful warehouses of components recorded a vintage year.
The year started with the Beijing Winter Games and ended with a notable football competition in Qatar. This was the first global sporting occasion that merited hardly any publicity from manufacturers who traditionally would have been falling over themselves to promote their technologies being integrated into stadiums. Political sensitivity perhaps, but it would have been interesting to find out more about how their products were successfully operating in sandstorms and 50 degrees heat. But Qatar wasn't the only focal point in the region either. Saudi's announcement of The Line grabbed headlines worldwide for its seemingly impossible futuristic ambition. Companies are quickly following the money, and a swathe of new regional offices are planned to open and drive business to the territory in the new year. Expo 2020 also came to a close after 6 successful months and showed the world that a truly global event could still be staged in the midst of the pandemic. More recently, a surge of food and beverage outlets have cropped up to fill the social void left in its aftermath. The struggle, like elsewhere, comes not from a lack of demand, but the challenges in meeting it.
So, at the end of 2022, we've come a long, long way from where we started 12 months ago. Yet, the number of challenges ahead of us have seemingly increased. Where will it end? We all have our own personal wish lists. We celebrated our 20th anniversary back in May, as well as the challenge of an office move during the hottest heat wave on record in the UK. We do love a challenge. But like COVID, we seem to have grown stronger for the experience.
We're not going to make any bold predictions for 2023. However, let's usher out that raging tiger and welcome in a sociable, even-tempered rabbit that hates conflict and is great in relationships. Sounds like it could be our year at last. Happy Christmas!
Thanks for watching and for your support.
And see you next year.